A big focus, opposition lawmakers suspended from the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha this week and last took out a protest march this morning from the old Parliament building to Vijay Chowk in central Delhi, carrying a large banner, as you can see on your screens, that reads "Save Democracy" and placards reading "Opposition MPs Suspended. Is this the end of democracy?" as well as Parliament caged, democracy expelled. Now, this protest that you see on your screens comes amid a bitter row between opposition parties and the ruling BJP over the expulsion of more than 140 MPs for unruly conduct. Now, the expulsion actually followed a clash with parliamentary authorities over demands the government answer for last week's security breach. The Prime Minister and Home Minister Amit Shah were called on to make formal statements but declined, citing national security concerns. They did, though, speak to the media. But at the head of today's marching band was Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge, who accused the Bharatiya Janata Party, which yesterday passed bills replacing India's criminal laws after nearly two-thirds of the opposition was actually ejected, of not having faith in democracy. Listen to Mr. Kharge as well as the other political reactions coming in.
ये सदन का अमर्यादा उन्होंने किया और सदन में आके जो बातें बोलनी थी कानून के मुताबिक he should come and speak in the house first, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Instead of that, he was speaking outside Lucknow, Varanasi and Ahmedabad. Everywhere he is speaking, but he did not turn up in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha.
You see this as a missed opportunity by the opposition to take part in discussions pertaining to important bills?
No, we had come to this session intending to take part. In fact, all the opposition parties had agreed that this is a session in which we will participate fully and in which our intention is to use the opportunity to resist some of these draconian bills and at the same time to place our own issues and concerns on the record. That's what Parliament's for. We were ready for that. However, the basic conventions of parliamentary democracy require two things of the government. First is that the system means collective ministerial responsibility to the Parliament. And when Parliament is in session, the ministers have to be accountable to the session of Parliament, to the MPs. That's the way the system is supposed to be ever since the British invented parliamentary democracy. And in every other parliamentary democracy in the world, that's how it works. The second concern is that when Parliament is in session, the government also has an obligation to run it smoothly. When we were in power, we understood that meant that if the opposition has some issues, we have to try and talk to them, find out what their concerns are and accommodate them to the extent possible. And that is precisely what this government refused to do. So when the opposition called for the Home Minister to come and participate in a debate, he refused to come. Instead, the kind of statement he could have made in the House, he made outside. He was saying quite cheerfully all the things, we're taking it seriously, we've suspended 9 policemen, we're going to come and conduct an inquiry and we hope the report will be available in 2 weeks. All of these things he could have said to the House, which is his job, it's his duty, he's supposed to do that. So it's an insult to the House that you go and talk outside about things you should be briefing the MPs on. And having refused to do that, what happens? He then obviously tells the Speaker and others he's not coming. Speaker says he's not coming. And the Speaker then starts suspending people. Now, when you do something like this for a symbolic purpose, then next step should be find an accommodation, let's get Parliament functioning. They had no interest in the Parliament functioning. They simply got rid of everybody. And the result, I'm sorry to say, was that we too, who don't normally do things like protests inside Parliament or raise slogans, said this cannot stand. Out of solidarity with our colleagues, we too must protest. And we now have a situation where something unprecedented in the entire global history of parliamentary democracy has happened. Nowhere in history, nowhere in any country has 150 MPs been suspended within a week. It's madness, but that's what's happening in our country today. I genuinely fear that you can write an obituary for parliamentary democracy, and that is something which is far more serious in this country than anything else that we might discuss or not discuss.